Hello everyone, this is the first installation of Sit Up TV. My name is B-Guard, and this is Sports Shit. In this episode, I am going to be discussing all of the recent updates regarding the LeBron James move to the Lakers, as well as things to look forward to this offseason. First of all, I want to get into the Lakers starting five. Heavy.com is reporting that the starting five will include JaVale McGee at center, Kyle Kuzma at power forward, Brandon Ingram at shooting forward, LeBron at shooting guard, and LiAngelo Ball at point guard. Considering Lonzo's torn meniscus injury, I think it is more realistic for Rajon Rondo to start at point, but even with Rondo, I think that this starting lineup is a bit underwhelming. Well, at least it is in this current NBA that includes the Dynasty Warriors. Obviously, LeBron is LeBron, and Kuzma is a young asset for the Lakers as he develops, but McGee was not even a starter for the Warriors, and Rondo is not great from the three, and neither is Lonzo if he ends up starting. Another reason I think that this lineup is a bit underwhelming is that the other big-name player to get signed by the Lakers, Lance Stevenson, won't even be starting. I think it'll be interesting to see what the Lakers do with their center position, as I don't see McGee being sufficient enough, and while there is the possibility that their rookie Moritz Wagner could end up being good, there's the possibility that the Lakers could look into signing a Dwight Howard or re-signing a Brook Lopez. In terms of the Lakers pursuing Kawhi Leonard, they have already made it apparent that they will not let go of Kyle Kuzma, which I see as a good idea as he puts up a solid 16 points a game last season as a rookie. But besides him, the Lakers don't have many other assets to trade besides draft picks, Brandon Ingram, who put up 16 points a game last season, and the Lonzo Ball circus. Crazy idea alert. This is unless some of these recently signed players that don't seem to really fit with LeBron, aka Rondo, McGee, Stevenson, were actually obtained for the sole purpose of being sent to San Antonio. I'm not saying all of them, but if the Lakers sent a first-round pick, one or two players from last season, and one or two of these recently signed players for Leonard, it would be a much more entertaining offer than anything they have given before. With all of this movement going on, I wanted to point out that the Lakers also let go of Isaiah Thomas, so it will be interesting to see where he ends up going, as he has had a bit of a negative reputation ever since he was traded to the Cavs and didn't get along with LeBron, so much so that he was traded to the Lakers. Whoever signs him will have to pay him enough to satisfy him, as well as guarantee him a start as he is looking for a way to get a max contract. Crazy idea alert. On top of all this, if at the end of this offseason the Lakers still have Lonzo Ball, why not sign LiAngelo Ball? LeVar Ball is on record saying that while each of his kids are good, if you put two of them together they are great, and if you put all three together they're unbeatable. And while I understand not wanting to play into the whole Ball family nonsense, what if this is true? LiAngelo is of no interest to any of the NBA teams, and LeVar is also on record saying that his kids would take pay cuts because they don't care about the money. They care about becoming the best basketball players in history. And while I think that this is unlikely, why not sign LiAngelo for literally nothing and see how he does playing with his brother? Worst case scenario, you wasted a few bucks. Best case scenario, you set up the greatest duo in basketball history. Whatever money they ended up paying LiAngelo, it would be made back in the jersey sales, as NBA fans at the draft clearly expressed that they, quote, want Jello. Assuming that the end product Lakers is better than the Rockets, and that is a hard if, they would end up playing the Warriors, whose current starting five after today is Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, Draymond Green, Klay Thompson, and DeMarcus Cousins. This could be the greatest starting lineup in NBA history, not to mention that Andre Iguodala, aka the fifth member of the Death lineup last year, would be the sixth man. While this lineup is amazing, I am starting to realize that the Warriors bench is starting to look less deep all of a sudden. Besides Iguodala, and most notably the 32-year-old Sean Livingston and rookie shooting guard Jacob Evans, taken 28th overall. As of now, the Warriors have not re-signed Zaza Pachulia, so we will have to see if the Warriors keep him. I think it would be a good idea since they got rid of McGee and they need a backup center, as well as someone who can quickly and efficiently injure Kawhi Leonard. Otherwise, it will be interesting to see where he goes. Lastly, I want to talk about the Boston Celtics. Their starting five includes Kyrie Irving, Gordon Hayward, Al Horford, Jaylen Brown, and Jason Tatum. This is a solid starting lineup, but I think that the key for the Celtics is to keep and continue to grow a deep bench. They currently have Terry Rozier, Marcus Morris, and a re-signed Aaron Baines, but I think that re-signing Marcus Smart is a must. From there, they should look into a more reliable backup point guard other than Rozier. I think that the best bet should just be to re-sign Shane Larkin and completely stay away from ideas of getting Isaiah Thomas, as I don't see him getting along with Kyrie, and he would have a bad attitude about not starting, as well as him being a defensive liability. Speaking of defense, I think that the last component that the Celtics really need is a dominant center. Al Horford is a great anchor, and Aaron Baines is obviously a solid enough player to get re-signed. But as a Celtics fan, it is disheartening to have a center standing in the paint with their hands up as the primary defense against players like Giannis Antetokounmpo, straight up hurdling them, especially when Giannis, for the record, is only 1 inch taller than Baines and Horford. Ideally, in the future, the Celtics could land a player like Anthony Davis, who may be inclined to look for a new home after both good teammates, aka Rondo and Cousins, have gone to potential championship teams. But I think Davis is likely too expensive for the Celtics. I also like Giannis, but again, price would be an issue, as well as foreign players seem to stick with their teams for the long term. While price is an issue for the Celtics, that would be alleviated if Al Horford was either traded or not signed when his contract is up, as he got a whopping $28 million last year, only below Gordon Hayward, who got $30 million, and other players like Kyrie Irving, who got $19 million, or Jason Tatum, who got $6 million. In the short term, at this point, I think the Celtics should pursue Dwight Howard. Even though there are reports he is interested in rejoining the Lakers, with Howard at center, who put up 17 points a game last season, Irving at point guard, Hayward at shooting forward, and then the young guys Brown and Tatum at shooting guard and power forward respectively, that is a lineup that I would say is at least better than anything the Rockets have now or the Lakers could reasonably attain this offseason. As a Celtics fan, I'm really going to look forward to this season. The West is going to be a gun show with the Rockets, Warriors, and Lakers battling it out. And the East is going to favor the Celtics to make the finals as they compete against a young, talented Sixers team, as well as the Raptors, who looked great last season before facing off against LeBron. Basketball fans overall should be excited because next year's postseason could very well be a Lakers-Warriors Western Conference Finals, followed by not only a Kyrie Irving-LeBron James rivalry in the finals, but a rivalry older than the game of basketball itself. A Celtics-Lakers Finals. Thank you very much for listening. This has been the first edition of Sit Up TV. Make sure you subscribe for more shit, like for more sports, and leave a comment about what you are looking forward to this season, as well as why your team is going to win it all. This has been B-Guard. Have a good one.